Anyway, let's do the Andrew Wilson thing. I've gone after the leftists enough. Let's go over this.
To this argument,
you would outlaw homosexuality.
Well, okay. I would outlaw homosexual marriage.
But isn't homosexuality?
Okay, he would outlaw homosexual marriage. I'm going to let him finish his argument, and then I'm going to explain to him why he is completely wrong under U.S. law.
Wrong also?
Sure, it's immoral.
So
but
why wouldn't you outlaw?
You don't need to necessarily...
First off, why is homosexuality immoral? If you want to go with the Bible, now the Bible does condemn male-on-male sexual contact. But female-female is just fine, even in Leviticus. Leviticus literally ends. The whole man may not lie with this, with that, with the other. It's sex specific because Leviticus ends talking about the ladies. And the only thing the only thing women can't do, they can fuck whoever they want. They just can't fuck the family dog. And I'm not joking. That's in there. And it's like, Jesus Christ, what kind of fucked up parties did the ancients have? Damn. But as for immorality, well, what about if it's two women? Because according to the Bible, that's just perfectly fine. And according to Jesus, your big guy, Jesus never actually speaks out against homosexuality at all. Ever. In fact, it's only mentioned once in the Bible in a very in the New Testament, once in a very passing manner. So as for the morality of it, and also this idea of it being moral or immoral, that's just completely ridiculous. Morality changes over time. You want a few examples? Okay, fine. The last public execution wasn't even 100 years ago. It was in 1933. That was the last public execution. Not too long before then, they were public entertainment. Come on, honey. Pack the picnic lunch, grab the kids. We're going to watch a bunch of motherfuckers get hung. During the first Battle of Bull Run, people brought picnic lunches and were going to be spectators to the battle. Now, this was not, I want to reiterate, this was not a reenactment. This was the actual battle. Real men getting really killed, really mutilated, and they were treating it as a spectator sport. This was in the 1860s. I could go on with other examples, but I trust my point's been made. This idea of morality, it's always changed. Hell, as late as the 1900s, girls as young as 14, 15 was perfectly fine for them to be married. Do we do that today? No! Morality changes. What we view as moral one day may be considered at the normal level immoral the next. Not to mention, morality is damn near individualistic. I mean, there are some people that think eating meat is immoral and akin to murder. There are these annoying people. They're called vegans.
They always place a law in against something which is immoral. It's not always conducive to the society to do that.
That's fair.
I would say for homosexuality, you're not going to jail. Nobody's going to bust in your bedroom and tell you what's what. But there's not going to be any rainbow flags in the White House either. There's not going to be any...
I'm fine with no rainbow flags being in the White House because it's a government building. The only flags that should be there are the American ones. But if a cafe owned by two women want to fly the pride flag, they have that right.
Any pro-gay government propaganda anywhere.
Does that not go against the First Amendment?
Well, I think that...
First Amendment doesn't really apply to government entities. However, I will say, while I would be against a library printing pro-gay material, I would have no problem with the library having pro-gay material in their lobby or available if a private citizen donated it. That's the difference.
That would be
I care more about who paid for it.
the most important aspect of the First Amendment, to say that the government's not going to propagandize towards one ideology or the other.
What about
Except you are propagandizing toward an ideology, Andrew, and I will explain to you why at the end of this short.
But Christian,
Yeah.
What about it?
Should that be in public communication?
In this particular case, I do think it should be. Yeah.
That's a direct violation of the First Amendment. Or did you fall asleep whenever whenever one of your teachers said the government shall make no law establishing a religion or basically giving a preference to one? Andrew, you're playing a dangerous game here, because if the Ten Commandments can be in a public school, guess what? The Statue of Baphomet can be as well. Either everything's cool or none of it's cool, and I prefer the latter.
Yes. What if the billboards had things like family, and it showed a mommy and a daddy and the kids and the
That's fine, as long as the money comes from a private group and not the government.
push was towards the ideas of normalcy. This is what we want to see in society. What if tax breaks went to married people? Some Eastern European countries have done, which has helped their birth rates, where it's like, okay, you have 3 kids, you don't have to pay taxes anymore.
Oh, some, yeah.
Okay. Then everyone in America will just get hitched up, have 3 kids, and the tax system collapses. That's kind of stupid. Also, most Europeans don't have a military budget because we're protecting them for free, at least at the moment. Oh, that's another thing I do as president. All these European bases and military and our protection. Guess what? You're paying us protection money or we're gone. You deal with Russia.
Me up for that.
Listen carefully.
Okay, so allow me to explain why he is wrong in this. Right now, married people, a man and a woman, they enjoy special rights and privileges that, let's say, a boyfriend and a girlfriend do not, because they swore an oath to whatever God they believe in, and more importantly, to the state. Now, if it was up to me, I think the government has no business in marriage. I don't think there should be. I'm against marriage laws in general. And yes, this includes, like, let's say polygamy. If 2 guys and 1 chick want to get married and whatever, that's their business. The government has no business in it. But I'm just going to deal with the law as it is right now. Okay, under the Constitution, you cannot grant one group of people special rights and privileges and not guarantee it to the other group of people just because their relationship is a little bit different. As of right now, it's a numbers game if you're going to go with the polygamy argument. Right now, marriage is defined between 2 people. Will that change in the future? Who the fuck knows? And I believe, if my memory is correct, this was decided by a conservative Supreme Court. But again, I could be wrong. So, yeah, Andrew, I don't know what to tell you, but you don't live in a Christian nation. You live in a secular nation. Now, granted, 70% of the population is Christian, but you live in a secular nation. We were founded as a secular nation. Most of the founding fathers were deists, not Christians. So, I don't know where you get this ridiculous notion that, you know, we do things based on you can't deny X to Y, and you can't deny Y to X. Based on nothing more than an argument from your own personal morality. Me, personally, I don't think gay marriage is immoral. If they want to be as married and as miserable as most straight people, then fine, fuck it, let them. If you want to use the Bible as a defense, then that's a real bad idea, because the Bible has a bunch of immoral shit in it that we wouldn't even consider doing today. So I hate this argument. Children should not vote. The only group of minors that you might be able to make an argument for is 16-year-olds, because they do work and they pay taxes. So at least they have some skin in the game. But do I think 8-year-olds should vote? No, absolutely not. They'll just vote whatever the way mommy tells them to, or daddy tells them to, with the promise of pizza later. Sorry, but there's a reason hack magicians were kids' parties. All right, we'll do one more from Andrew Wilson.
Picks apart this guy's argument in seconds in this debate.
I'm ceding. Even if Christians are totally wrong and the whole shit is made up and out of their brains, it's still better for society than whatever you have.
Where is your evidence of that?
Yeah, so here's my evidence of this.
Yeah.
Let's start with the secular nations not being able to reproduce themselves. And the more secularist a nation gets, the less likely they are to be able to reproduce them.
Well, granted, there is evidence for that, as a lot of European and Western nations are under replacement rate, with Japan and China being the worst.
Themselves. How do you have humans flourish if you don't have humans?
Just because the population isn't exploding doesn't mean people are not well or happy. What makes you think?
But here's the thing. Andrew offers no solution. Now, maybe it was cut out. I'll grant you, this is a short. But he has a huge problem, and I have to fucking pee again. Okie dokie.
Mark, do you know how to do?
Population
Mark, do you know how to do
tons
math?
and tons of humans is actually somehow people not being well. How did you get there?
Mark, do you need to have humans for the humans to be well? Mark, they're predicting population collapse in almost every single Western nation which can't reproduce itself. Show me any secularist society which is their population's increasing domestically. The populations which increase are religious. You're right, Mark. There are going to be some humans.
But again, we're not exactly a secular society when 70% of the population is Christian. And well, give him the last 10 seconds. And the populations of the countries that are above replacement rate, and he is correct on this, it's not because fuck it, it's because of lack of birth control.
Humans who continue to populate the religious one.
Boom, roasted. Got your ass, bitch.
Andrew.
No. Okay. So he offered no solution, so I'm going to ask if he sees this. Andrew, what is your solutions? Do we force people to get married? Like, if somebody hits a certain age, we just pair them with somebody? Do we force people to have kids? And quite frankly, how many kids? Because, like it or not, Andrew, there's a maximum number of children a person can have, or a couple can have, before there's just not enough hours in the day to give them the attention they need. The number is about 6. It's like, Why do you think kids from large families, some of them are fucked up? Oh, it's because they were the ignored middle ones. I mean, look at the well, okay, the Duggars are extremely religious freaks, but look at them. Moore got arrested for the exact same shit. I mean, what's the solution? Do we force people to have kids? Or, well, not people, women to have kids? That's odd, because then we're going to have to massively increase the welfare state, which is another argument I have against you fuckers that want to ban abortion. I'm pretty sure you're one of them. We're going to have to massively expand the welfare state if you do that. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to pay for it. So I'm fine with abortion. And again, at the end of the day, the dinosaurs had no such reproductive straits against them, and they're gone. Because all it takes is tomorrow an asteroid hits and we're all fucked. All right. I think that's enough for one. Fuck it. Why not? One more time. One more.